Stalin was born in Georgia in the town of Gori, then part of the Tiflis Governorate of the Russian Empire and home to a mix of Georgians, Azerbaijanis, Armenians, Russians, and Jews. He was born on 18th of December, OS 6th of December, 1878 and baptized on 29th of December. His birth name was Yoseb Bessarianis Jugashvili, D, and he was nicknamed Soso, a diminutive of Yoseb. His parents were Bessarion Jugashvili and Ekaterine Jelits. He was their only child to survive past infancy. Bessarion was a cobbler who was employed in a workshop owned by another man. It was initially a financial success but later fell into decline, and the family found itself living in poverty. Bessarion became an alcoholic and drunkenly beat his wife and son. Ekaterine and Stalin left the home by 1883 and began a wandering life, moving through 9 different rented rooms over the next decade. In 1886, they moved into the house of a family friend, Father Christopher Charkiani. Ekaterine worked as a house cleaner and launderer and was determined to send her son to school. In September 1888, Stalin enrolled at the Orthodox Gori Church School, a place secured by Charkiani. Although he got into many fights, Stalin excelled academically, displaying talent in painting and drama classes, writing his own poetry, and singing as a choir boy. Stalin faced several severe health problems. An 1884 smallpox infection left him with facial scars, and at age 12 he was seriously injured when he was hit by a phaeton, probably the cause of a lifelong disability in his left arm. In August 1894, Stalin enrolled in the Orthodox Theological Seminary in Tiflis, enabled by a scholarship that allowed him to study at a reduced rate. He joined 600 trainee priests who boarded there, and he achieved high grades. He continued writing poetry. 5 of his poems, on themes such as nature, land and patriotism, were published under the pseudonym of Sosilo in Ilya Chavchavadze's newspaper Iveria, Georgia. According to Stalin's biographer Simon Sebag Montefiore, they became minor Georgian classics and were included in various anthologies of Georgian poetry over the coming years. As he grew older, Stalin lost interest in priestly studies, his grades dropped, and he was repeatedly confined to a cell for his rebellious behavior. The seminary's journal noted that he declared himself an atheist, stalked out of prayers and refused to doff his hat to monks. Stalin joined a forbidden book club at the school. He was particularly influenced by Nikolai Chernyshevsky's 1863 pro-revolutionary novel What Is to Be Done? Another influential text was Alexander Kazbeghi's The Patricide, with Stalin adopting the nickname Koba from that of the book's bandit protagonist. The pseudonym may also have been a tribute to his wealthy benefactor, Yakobi Koba Egnatashvili, who paid for his schooling at the Tiflis Seminary. Koba is the Georgian diminutive of Yakobi, or Jacob, and Stalin later named his firstborn son in Ignatashvili's honor. He also read Das Kapital, the 1867 book by German sociological theorist Karl Marx. Stalin devoted himself to Marx's sociopolitical theory, Marxism, which was then on the rise in Georgia, one of various forms of socialism opposed to the empire's governing Tsarist authorities. In October 1899, Stalin began work as a meteorologist at the Tiflis Observatory. He had a light workload and therefore had plenty of time for revolutionary activity. He attracted a group of supporters through his classes in socialist theory and co-organized a secret workers' mass meeting for May Day 1900, at which he successfully encouraged many of the men to take strike action. By this point, the empire's secret police, the Okhrana, were aware of Stalin's activities in Tiflis revolutionary milieu. They attempted to arrest him in March 1901, but he escaped and went into hiding, living off the donations of friends and sympathizers. Remaining underground, he helped plan a demonstration for May Day 1901, in which 3,000 marchers clashed with the authorities. He continued to evade arrest by using aliases and sleeping in different apartments. In November 1901, he was elected to the Tiflis Committee of the Russian Social Democratic Labour Party, RSDLP, a Marxist party founded in 1898. That month, Stalin traveled to the port city of Batum. 54, His militant rhetoric proved divisive among the city's Marxists, some of whom suspected that he might be an agent provocateur working for the government. He found employment at the Rothschild refinery storehouse, where he co-organized 2 worker strikes. After several strike leaders were arrested, he co-organized a mass public demonstration which led to the storming of the prison. Troops fired upon the demonstrators, 13 of whom were killed. Stalin organized another mass demonstration on the day of their funeral, before being arrested in April 1902, held first in Batumi prison and then Kutaisi prison. In mid-1903 he was sentenced to 3 years of exile in eastern Siberia. Stalin left Batum in October, arriving at the small Siberian town of Novaya Yuda in late November 1903. There, he lived in a 2-room peasant's house, sleeping in the building's larder. He made 2 escape attempts. On the first, he made it to Balagansk before returning due to frostbite.